Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Good effort, Meg. As you can tell, my surroundings are a little bit different. I'm not gonna go into the details of what's going on right now, but essentially I am not at home. I am visiting some family and Anthony's here and everything, but I wasn't planning on being here as long as I am, so I don't have my normal setup or my microphone, but I still wanted to get a video out this week because this past Saturday was actually my 1-year anniversary of posting videos on YouTube. So I wanted to celebrate it by really thanking you guys for one, and just sharing a little bit more about myself to help you guys get to know me a little bit better beyond just the crafting tutorials and things like that I post normally. So I hope this is fun for you guys to watch, and yeah, so let's get into it. We'll start with the simple ones first. So my favorite color is purple. Been my favorite color my whole life. My first grade teacher used to call me Lilac, and I had everything purple. You've probably seen the memes about purple people and their obsession with the color purple. That was definitely me when I was a kid. As I've gotten older, I appreciate a lot of other colors, but purple is definitely still my #1 favorite color. My favorite cartoon of all time is SpongeBob. And I found this hoodie at a local TJ Maxx, and I had to have it because it was my favorite color and my favorite cartoon of all time. So I grew up watching SpongeBob and Ren and Stimpy and similar in humor cartoons basically my whole childhood. Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny was my favorite as well. My favorite craft hobby is probably crocheting, with woodworking at a close second, and then sewing. And probably crocheting is my favorite because it is so portable and I can take it anywhere, and it's so versatile. You can make clothing, you can make toys, you can make really anything you want with crocheting, and I just absolutely love it. Woodworking is my next favorite because I learned woodworking probably in my teens. Don't get me wrong, I am not like a professional woodworker or anything, but living in an apartment, I have plenty of tools and such that when we have a bigger space, I hope to share those kind of ideas. And maybe I'll share some photos of some projects that I've done in the past that I'm particularly proud of. But I love building big projects. Absolutely love it. And it's a skill that I definitely want to hone more and more. And then sewing being the newest textile hobby that I've stuck with, I would say I absolutely love, and I have plenty more to learn, but definitely been enjoying it. As far as some of my favorite things to do outside of what you guys see here, I mean, I've talked about it before on my channel that I absolutely love going to the beach and collecting seashells. And myself and Anthony are the type of people who, when we find a new hobby, we try to learn as much as we can about that particular thing. And we get to a point where it's like borderline obsessive, but it's still fun. And so being able to go to the beach and collect seashells and know the names of them and whether or not they're considered rare or common, absolutely love doing it. And it's great exercise, and it's a free hobby. I would say also I absolutely love gaming. Gaming is how I'm able to decompress after a long day at work and just kind of turn my brain off. Even though my favorite types of games usually include puzzles or problem solving, things like that, but I love diving in and getting my teeth into a good story, like an RPG or something like that. One of my favorite video game series, I absolutely love the Mass Effect series, and I'm so excited for the next game to come out. I started gaming when I was a kid. I had a Super Nintendo, and I had Mario and Zelda and the Donkey Kong game, and I think we had Peter Pan and Lion King as well. if I remember correctly, I was very, very little, but that was my very first gaming system. My favorite food to cook is definitely gumbo. And if you're from the South, you are familiar with what gumbo is, and maybe you're from an area that you've never heard of gumbo before, but I absolutely love cooking gumbo because I think I make that the best. And also it's just so great during football season, having a bowl of gumbo, and everybody typically tells me they like it. So I would love to share my personal recipe on my channel. I'm hoping to do that before the winter is done and share that with you guys. My particular gumbo is shellfish free because Anthony is allergic to shellfish, so I had to adapt my recipe so he could eat it. My favorite types of jokes are puns and dad jokes. You don't see it too much on here just because I'm way more myself off camera and around Anthony, but I literally every single day will drop a dad joke or a pun on Anthony, and I usually can't say a joke without laughing and giving away the punchline. But I love laughing. Laughing to me is the best medicine, and it's always been a personal philosophy of mine to try to laugh every single day. For the most part, I've lived by that. My favorite season is by far springtime and or summertime. I am somebody who does not favor the cold at all, and I have seen snow enough times in my life that I probably don't ever need to see it again. And I don't hate on people who love snow. Anthony loves snow, but I just myself, I have a really hard time staying warm, even in the warmer months. So I definitely prefer spring and summer because it's the warmest, and I love being outside and seeing the sun and being able to go for walks and hikes and go to the beach and do all that kind of stuff and ride my bike. But I'm not a super athletic person, and Anthony would probably venture to say that I'm not an athletic person at all, but I actually played volleyball in high school. I was a libero, so I was a defensive specialist. So if you've never played volleyball, the libero is the person who on the team is wearing the different jersey. So that was my role on the team, and I played for about 5 years, both on season and off season. And then I used to play recreational volleyball after I graduated. And I wanted to try out in college, but I walked on and the coach told me that I was too short, so I wasn't allowed to try out. But that ended up being okay because I don't know if I would have been able to balance playing a sport in college and getting an engineering degree, because that was a heck of a lot of work. So this is something y'all may or may not see either in my previous videos or in future videos, but one of my nervous tells in general is that if I am extremely nervous, my Southern accent will come out more. I used to have a pretty heavy Southern accent, but after I moved out of my parents' home and went away to college and subsequently got a job out of college, I forced myself to get rid of my Southern accent, because where I moved to, a lot of people would focus on the way that I said things and not what I was saying. And it got to a point that it was hindering jobs and hindering meetings. And so I forced myself to get rid of my accent as much as I possibly could. But every now and then it'll come out, either if I'm tired or if I'm nervous. So be on the lookout for it. So I adopted Penny and Tyson about, oh goodness, let's see, 5 years ago now. and they were both kittens, and I've never had cats growing up. We only ever had dogs, but I wanted to try cat parenting because the job I had at the time was very, very rigorous, and I wasn't spending a whole lot of time at home because I was working 12, 13-hour shifts, sometimes 6 days a week, and I didn't feel like that was fair if I had a dog. But I love having animals at home. So I tried my hand at cats. So I adopted both Penny and Tyson from the Humane Society, and their names before I adopted them were Havoc and Logan. They were both little kittens, and I chose them. They were from the same litter, and it was really because Penny was laying in the kennel looking up and just meowing, and Tyson, when they opened up the kennel, he crawled up my arm and he bumped my cheek with his forehead, and I instantly fell in love with both of them, and I adopted them on the spot. So and I'm so incredibly thankful because they are the best cats ever. But I'm definitely one of those people who adopts and I don't shop. So always check your Humane Societies if you're in the market for a new family member. So that's about all the questions that between Anthony and I we wrote down that we could come up with, and I apologize if this seems a little like but it's been a little crazy right now, and I wanted to celebrate this milestone and take a moment to really thank you guys. Like, when I started my YouTube channel, I did not think that anybody would want to watch my content or listen to me. I thought I would be incredibly awkward on camera, which, like, let's be honest, I kind of am. But I am very, very thankful and over the moon that you guys continue to support me. You've really started interacting with me in the comments section, which has been an absolute joy, and I hope that I can reach more and more people every day and share a little bit of kindness, hopefully some laughter, and maybe you'll learn something new and feel encouraged to try something new by watching my YouTube channel, because ultimately that's what I want to do, and that's the mark I want to leave. So thank you, each and every one of you. I can't believe that at this point I'm over 550 subscribers, and I don't know how else to say it. I'm just so thankful to you guys. So I can't wait to see what this next year has in store for us, and I hope to continue on this schedule, and I hope to continue on providing you guys with content that you want to see, and hopefully expand my repertoire that I can also provide. And thank you guys. Well, I think that just about does it. Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in the next video.